Where are we?
We're in France!
France?
Okay, we know what you're thinking. What are they doing in France? All France has been doing is making headlines back in the United States.
Well, about 6 weeks ago when we planned this trip, France's numbers were actually looking a bit better, and these days they're actually not that different than the numbers in the United States.
So we're making this video to show what it's like to travel in France right now.
And in addition, we're going to tell you all about the health pass that's required here, and we're going to give you a preview of our travels in France that are coming up after our Greece videos.
So keep watching.
Stay tuned.
Watch for more. Learn more.
It'll be great.
It'll be fantastic.
What can go wrong?
Nothing.
Twain said, travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. And many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's lifetime. Come travel with us as we leave our little corner to explore the world.
Before we get to today's video, we just want to take a minute to acknowledge that travel is always a personal choice. Only you can decide whether you're comfortable with traveling during COVID.
In order to get into France, you need one of two things. You need either a CDC vaccination card or a recent negative COVID test result. In addition to that, you'll need to fill out a form, and the details of all that are available on the U.S. Embassy's website and the links in the description.
Oh, hi. I'll just interrupt my workout to talk for a moment about mask wearing in France. It's probably a little bit different than where you're from. In fact, a lot of the old town centers require masks to be worn when you're visiting the area. However, we've noticed that that really varies by region that you're visiting. Some adhere to it and some don't. But the bottom line is, you might want to be used to wearing a mask quite a bit more than you're used to at home. I gotta get back to my workout now, excuse me. You might have heard that a health pass is required in France, and you'd be right. It is required to get into pretty much everything if you're a tourist, whether it's a hotel, whether it's a restaurant, or long distance transportation, and even a lot of the attractions like the Eiffel Tower in Paris, or some of the outdoor gardens.
As we record this on Thursday, August 12th, just a few days ago on Monday, August 9th, France started requiring the health pass, and our experience has been that our U.S. CDC cards have been just fine for entry into things like museums and hotels, but that might not always be the case. We're going to walk you through how to get a health pass if you're not a French citizen.
I'll be right back, there's a dog I need to play with. On Tuesday of this week, the French government released instructions for how to get a health pass if you are not a member of the EU. It is pretty easy, but it's very detailed and specific. Make sure you get it right the first time because you can't ask them questions. You will need a copy of your passport in JPEG format. You will also need a photo of your CDC vaccination card. You will need a copy of your return ticket home or your itinerary from your airline. And lastly, you will need to fill out a form provided by France. You'll submit all of them via email to a specific French email address, and the subject line is also very specific. We are going to have a link to all of this information below in the description. It took about 2 hours to get our QR code back, but we were on the very early side of submitting, so the lead time is probably a little bit longer now that it's been in place for a few days.
When you're in France, chances are you're going to want to go to a restaurant. The food's really good. When you're at a restaurant, they'll have a QR code that you can scan, and then the app will alert you if someone that was dining around the same time as you was later diagnosed with COVID.
When we were planning our trip to France, even though nearly all of our activities were planned to be outdoors, we wanted to pay attention to where the regional COVID hotspots were. A website that took a lot of work to find was extremely useful to us. It is all in French, but it is extremely easy to use and shows all the COVID trends by region for the country of France. Link in the description below. Phew! That was a lot of information. But honestly, you need all the details if you want to be prepared for international travel during COVID.
Wait, are you still recording videos? We're still in France. There's wine to be consumed.
I bet that there is. We should go back to our wine tasting, and we'll just leave you with a bit of what we've been up to in France, and next week we'll be back with more of our Greece videos.
Yay!
All right, let's go.
There's pretty much wine everywhere you go here. Drunken bicycling laws, I wonder what they are in France.
I can kind of keep up.
I'm in France. I'm in Italy. The bummer is that the camera that we use to film with is behind me on the operating table, and Bill is the surgeon.